Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer from English with Jennifer. I'd be curious to know if you're more familiar with British English or American English. Which of these words use British spelling, and which ones use American spelling? Do you know? Well, these ones are American, and these ones are British. Did you know that? In addition to differences in pronunciation, British spelling is different from American spelling. Or should I say different too? Well, I'm American, so I prefer to say that one thing is different from another. In fact, I might also say one thing is different than another. Not all sources recognize than as an option, but plenty of Americans use this collocation. Different too sounds a bit weird to my American ears, but because I'm an English language teacher, I have familiarity with British English, so I can accept it when I read it or hear it.
Different from what?
I'm different from you.
You just didn't mention how different he was.
Different than who?
You're different than most.
How is the internet today different than what it was like 15 or 20 years ago? Tell me in the comments. Do you know what it means to gloat? Gloating isn't nice. It's acting in a proud way that's not appropriate, and it's annoying to other people. Well, I love my country, but I can admit there are times when Americans don't act in the most appropriate way. For example, at the Olympics, when Americans win medals, they're excited, like anyone else. But I've seen some gold medalists who are rather annoying. In fact, you could say they gloat about their victories. It's natural to be proud of your achievements, but you shouldn't gloat over them. Do you agree? Dictionaries usually list the collocation gloat over something. Some dictionaries also recognize gloat about something. I only found one dictionary that listed gloat at, and I did find some examples of this collocation in use, but there are far fewer examples. So I'm going to recommend gloat over and gloat about. You could hear the collocation gloat about something to someone. But again, the most commonly recognized collocations are gloat over and gloat about. Also, you'll hear the verb gloat used without any following prepositional phrase.
Don't gloat.
Look at you. What? You're totally gloating.
I'm not gloating.
Please stop gloating about the fact that he's so good with baby.
Is that why Hades sent you here? To gloat over a job you almost did right one?
Do you think gloating is more about culture, character, or upbringing? Tell me in the comments. Struggle is both a verb and a noun. See if you can figure out which prepositions follow this word. Many English language learners struggle with prepositions. We use struggle with when a person is trying to gain control or mastery. Do you think some people struggle for success more than others? We use struggle for when a person or animal is trying to gain something. Struggle for fame. Struggle for survival. Some inventors struggled against the odds and won. They managed to share amazing inventions with the world. We use struggle against when a person has to defeat something, like when you need to beat the odds. The odds refer to those difficult circumstances. First, you struggle against them. You know I like movies, right? I have a free collection of movie reviews that you can download for self-study. The link is in the video description. Well, The Hunger Games is one movie I've seen too many times to count. You all know the story, don't you? It's a struggle between the elite capital and all the underdogs in the outlying districts. We use struggle between to name two opposing forces.
It's like a spider in the toilet struggling for survival.
That's just one of the things that we are struggling against.
He struggles with communication.
Can you name another movie that's based on the struggle between good and evil? Which side won? Tell me in the comments. Frustration is a mix of bad feelings. If you're frustrated, you're upset and annoyed. You want things to change, but they're beyond your control. Listen for the prepositions that people use after this adjective.
I was frustrated. It was my racket.
I was frustrated with you.
No use getting frustrated with him.
It's an understandable frustration at our ongoing cooperation with an increasingly corrupt regime.
Whether you're frustrated by them or rooting for them.
Which prepositions did you hear? Dictionaries usually list frustrated with and frustrated at, but in conversation, you'll also hear speakers use frustrated by. What are common reasons for people to feel frustrated with their work, their job? The verb start can be followed by different prepositions. Let's see if you can choose the most appropriate ones. If you don't know what to say to someone, start by saying hello. We use start by to explain the manner in which something begins. When you have to tell a long, complicated story, just start from the beginning. We use start from to name the beginning point, and from there you'll continue to the end. Start from the beginning. Start from page 1. Start from the top. Some English courses start with ABC. I like to start with hello. You start with when different starting points are possible and you suggest one. You choose one. Every big company starts as a small one, and then it grows. Use start as to explain the original nature of something.
We started as water beings.
If I could take a giant eraser and rub out everything, starting with myself.
Start from the top.
You know, I thought I'd start by saying hello.
Can you think of a movie that starts with a big action scene or a dramatic event? Describe it for me in the comments. We'll end here. Please review the collocations that we studied and answer my questions for more practice. Here are those questions again. That's all for now. Please remember to like and share the video if you found the lesson useful. As always, thanks for watching and happy studies.
Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, X, and Patreon. And don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. Turn on those notifications.